Hey, what's up, K-pop stands? My name is Kendra. Welcome to K-pop Tarot Vibes, your go-to channel for tarot readings and intuitive insights on your favorite K-pop groups and idols, whether it's career or just some fun energy checks. I'm here with the cards, spilling the K-pop tea. All right, so before we get into the reading and everything else, I have my disclaimer, my one small announcement. So my disclaimer is I am not a journalist, a blogger, insider, so don't come to me for the facts, okay? I only read the cards. This is all pure intuition. Takes what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember that the future is always changing. Okay, so my announcement is I am offering K-pop readings if you're interested in what your bias thinks of you or interested in your bias compatibility with you. Maybe curious of what messages your bias might have for you. I got you covered. And if you're interested in booking a reading, all of the information is below in the description, and all the readings are affordable. Okay, so I'd love for you guys to like the video, join the conversation in chat. Your feedback is very valuable to me, and it will help me understand what readings you enjoy the most and what you would like to see from the channel moving forward. And I just want to create some content that resonates with you guys, that you guys will enjoy watching. All right, so it's been a long time since I did a BTS friendship reading. I was going through my analytics of my past readings, and my BTS friendship readings were the most popular. I had no idea, and I was so surprised so many people was watching and enjoying those readings. So I was going to do more, but I just couldn't find the time, or like a more urgent reading would come up, and I just lost track and just stopped doing it. But a viewer had requested this reading, and I thought I should do this because I was curious myself of the dynamics of Tae and Jimin's friendship, and what it would be like, after they left the military and gotten older and more mature. So I'm going to be exploring the dynamics of their friendship. Let's get into the reading. All right? Okay. Okay, so the first question is, where does their friendship stand right now? So, I always keep it real in my readings, even though people don't like it. And I get crap for it in the comments, but I don't care. I'm going to read it the way I'm going to read it, and I'm going to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. All right, so basically, they are having, how can I explain it in the friendship? It's like, like in your friendship where you and your friend, y'all kind of had like a little dispute or disagreement, right? And you go and you try to resolve it as best as you can. You resolve it as best as you can, as quick as you can, but the bad thing about the quick as you can is that it still leaves some cracks. It still leaves some worry. It still leaves some anxiety around, are we really going to be okay in a friendship, or residuals of, this fight didn't really leave me with a good feeling. So that is what I'm seeing on this first part, all the way up to here, all the way up to Nine of Swords, right? Also, too, I'm getting a worriedness of when we get back into the swing of BTS and getting out there and promoting the album and everything. Will you repeat the same friendship patterns that I didn't like before? Or will this make us go two separate ways or grow further apart again like it did before? Like, that's what I'm getting with that Nine of Swords and change your focus. So they're trying to readjust their focus from, okay, we solve the whole friendship issues, and now we need to change our focus into work. So they're moving forward, right? The world is like complete. The relationship is complete with love. They're moving forward. Daydreams, decisions. Just, trying not to let the outside stressors affect their friendship, right? They're trying to be on the path. The moon can be that just feelings that are hidden that they don't or can't really deal with right now or address or whatever. So that's the kind of like rest and reconsider card. Like, give it a rest. We can reconsider our feelings later on. So that is where they are right now in the friendship. And like when I pulled more cards from this deck, this is what I got that led me to believe that they had some kind of dispute or disagreement, which was the broken heart. And then we got the victory was in reverse. Okay. And then I had the heart chakra, right? We got those two. So that means the issue probably got resolved. They probably talked about it. That's the thing about BTS and their friendships. They get over things pretty quickly. They'll fuss and fight a little bit, but then they'll come to a solution and they get over quickly. I mean, we've seen how they dealt with issues and conflict, and we've seen their conflict resolved. Very mature, very straightforward, didn't try to dwell. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Not trying to dwell on the problem or the feelings or whatever. Hey, it's a very straightforward, mature resolution. They both express their honest feelings and they move on. So I see that. Yep. Door to romance, door to love, adjacent possibilities, and then I got man holding the heart. I always think that's Jimin. And then walking away was upside down. And then even this, the confidence, was upside down. So yeah, they're not gonna walk away from the friendship or each other. They're going to try and mend whatever was wrong or whatever. It's probably a quick resolve, a quick conflict resolve, or a quick makeup, or that's PTS. That's how they do. So that's probably what the cards are just showing. Hey, we had a little conflict, we resolved it, we're back together, we're getting through it, we're gonna work through it, we're good. That's pretty much where their friendship is standing right now. So typical them. Nothing to worry about, nothing to argue about. Okay, so the question I had was, how do they feel about each other, right? So this is Jimin's side and this is Taehyung's side, Tay side. So for Jimin, I thought it was interesting because they both kind of feel like they're left out in the cold with each other. Thought that was an interesting take. How he feels about Tay would be with that Three of Wands. I feel like it's some sort of business, like he feels like a business partner. Six of Wands is he does not see him as, the public sees him as some big, celebrity figure. He just sees him as Tay. Again, feels a little bit left out in the cold by him sometimes. And the Musician is, he feels like Tay is this person that just knows how to get all of his skills together and like manifest things in his life and manifest good opportunities in his life. He sees Taehyung as that kind of a person. Yeah, he sees Taehyung as a Queen of Wands, somebody that's very a go-getter, very ambitious, confident, passionate, right? He sees him as that. Yeah, the Musician sees him as somebody very resourceful too. And then on Tay side, he sees Jimin as being someone with a lot of intuition, very intuitive insight. Again, he feels a little bit left out in the cold with Jimin. And that Ten of Swords could talk about he feels a little betrayal from Jimin. I don't think it's a big deal of a betrayal, like little betrayals. Maybe jokingly he called him lying about something, like something like that. But I interpret this card more like he feels like a little bit left out in the cold, just like Jimin kind of feels with him. So I guess they're a little bit emotionally cold to each other. I have no idea why. And then for the lovers, he still looks at Jimin as like a very special person to him, right? He still feels like Jimin is very, very special to him. And that temperance is like he feels like Jimin is like the balance for him, like the balance in that he needs in his life from a friendship and just like in a group in general. He just feels like Jimin is a balance, and that Four of Pentacles makes me feel like he's very protective of Jimin, feels very protective of their friendship, very protective of what they have between each other, their bond. So even if Jimin do feels a little bit left out in the cold, like Tay still really thinks very lovingly of him. All right, so how do they feel about each other combined? We have success and growth, we have new vitality, and then we have trust. They trust each other. And we have listen. They listen to each other. They're listening more to each other, which is good. That's how they feel about each other. They listen to each other. They're good listeners. And then giving and receiving. So yep, that's how they feel about each other. They feel like they're both givers and receivers. They trust each other, good listeners. They feel like their friendship is going into success and more growth. So yeah, good things with, a little bit of some shadow aspects, but no, they're good. That's friendships. You have your ups and your downs. That's friendships. Nothing new, nothing special. All right, so my question was, is there any conflicts between them? And I am going to say no, there is no conflicts between them right now. Because if there was, I would be getting the hostility cards. I would be getting the hostility cards. I do not get any fight cards. I just get stress. Them stressing. I just get stress. That's all I get. But it's not stress towards each other in the friendship. It's more stress with whatever is going on outside or around them. Yeah, more like that. Yeah, because you gotta have the world. It's just that kind of stress. It's more of that kind of stress. It's not stress within a relationship. That is what is going on. So I'm trying to see what else I'm picking up. I see women, but I'm getting like work people they work around that are women that's stressing them out. The woman is stressing them out. I feel like somebody's being put on a budget and they don't like it. That's what I feel. I feel like somebody's being put on a budget and they don't like it. That's what I'm getting from this. Like I don't like being put on a budget. Somebody spending is out of control. But yeah, that's all I'm getting on that one. Yeah, no conflict. They're good. Okay, so what we have here is with the lovers and this veil of illusion. Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truth beneath the surface, and navigate through love and career authentically. So again, they're gonna have to learn how to get each other out of that cold zone where they are kind of cold towards each other, and they're going to have to get out of that and try to be more warmer with each other, and more gentler with each other, and try to really connect and talk about their feelings, and getting each other out of feeling like they're leaving each other out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Because like I keep on thinking about the cards. You know how on one side they had the leaving me out in the cold, and the other side is like I feel lonely or left alone. So they're gonna have to come together and not make each other feel like that. Then we have the Eight of Cups, unwavering faith, staying firm in your belief. Your steadfast spirit guides you through uncertainty. So, again, with that Eight of Cups and everything that's been going on in their friendship from past to present, they're going to have faith that their friendship can stand the test of time, right? They're going to have faith that whatever they go through, whatever arguments and ups and downs that the friendship have, they have faith that they can see it through and still have a strong friendship. The hermit mode and the worthy goal is get out and be inspired and keep working towards your life's purpose. So the challenge is for both of them to get out of the hermit introspective mode and to come out of that and really come together and talk to each other and have a goal for their friendship. Like, okay, we're going to both move in this direction, right? Okay, let's go there. So that's going to be kind of like the challenge for them, is to get out their heads. So for the Five of Pentacles, and then we have the Enjoy the Journey. And the Enjoy the Journey card is embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. So with that, again, both of them are going to have to get out their heads and get out and just enjoy the friendship for what it is, right? And just enjoy the journey of it. And then we have the trust the process, and then that musician in reverse. So when the musician is in reverse, it means that it does not have its resources or clues or anything to gather to manifest a certain outcome that it wants to manifest. It does not have its tools, its information, right? And then we have trust the process, embrace uncertainty, have faith in the journey unfolding before you. So they are going to have a hard time with being open to some things that they can do to better their friendship. And they're going to have to be open and be willing to do those things to better their relationship. So that will be the challenge for them. All right, cool. That's all I have for that. Okay, so this is going to be a very quick and fast reading. This was the question of, was there any underlying competition or jealousy within their relationship? Which this is going to be quick, fast answer. And I could answer this without the cards. No. No, there was never no underlying jealousy or competition between, honestly, any of the members. But you wanted the question, viewer, so here we are. So first card is out the gate, no. Page of Wands is the talents, it represents talents. It represents somebody with a lot of talents and competition, kind of. And the King of Wands is somebody that's passionate and talented, right? Then we have Ten of Wands, leaving that idea that I'm the best and I'm better and da da da. We're leaving that alone. And then Five of Wands is the competition. Five of Wands is usually a no. So we have about like 3 no's in this whole spread. No, there's no jealousy, no competition. Easy answer. All right, so the question was, who invests more emotionally into the friendship, right? So up top is Jimin's emotional state with the friendship, and this is Tae's emotional investment into the friendship. Okay, so y'all be mad at me when I be like really telling the truth about Tae, but y'all be like forgetting Tae is a whole Capricorn man. Tae is a whole Capricorn man. Okay? And Jimin is air and emotion. He's a Libra. Like, I don't, and then y'all get mad at me when I be telling the harsh truths about Taehyung. But the cards show it. So who invests more emotionally? Jimin. You can see it right here. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Every time he feels like he offers his love and friendship, he feels like he's being left out in the cold with Tae, right? But then what makes him stay into the friendship and still invest in a friendship is because he looks at everything that they have together, what they achieve together. Ace of Cups, overflowing love for him, and this is what keeps him going in the friendship. Then let's look at Tae. Tae, Five of Wands. Wands is passionate, sure, but the nature of Five of Wands is like what the card is depicting. Like he feels like emotionally, how can I put this? So okay, so this is how I'm gonna put this. Emotionally, he kind of doesn't really put too much into the friendship, but at the same time, there's no, is it that he feels judged by Jimin? There's some sort of judgment going on with him when it comes to like maybe he's a bit judgmental towards Jimin. That's why he kind of reserves some of his emotions. Yeah, Eight of Swords. I think what the problem too could be is that he feels that Jimin has a certain image of him or a certain thought of him as a friend that it's not him. I'm not seeing a lot of emotions from him either. It's just all it's all thought. It's all thought. I do see some of the passion, but that's one passionate card and everything is just thought. But even though, because the Judgment is in reverse, gosh, his emotions is all over. It's like it's not really emotion a lot. It's just thoughts. It's just a lot of thoughts. So okay, so this is how I would put it. It's like he thinks highly of Jimin. He thinks highly of the friendship, right? Again, he's possessive. He's very protective over Jimin, right? He does love Jimin. We have the Lover's card. He does have that. But at the same time, it's like he doesn't put that much emotion into it though. He's just like, it's here, Jimin's my person, I'm moving on to the next thing. Probably might say some harsh words to Jimin, or might be very direct with Jimin, or with that Page of Swords, like that's a directness of thought or a directness of saying something. But at the same time, it's when I say something to Jimin, it's not backed by no strong emotional space or anything. This is crazy. Like, why is he like this with Jimin though? But at the same time, like he's not. Like there is some love there, but he just don't emotionally invest that much. I wonder if he's scared of like getting hurt or something, and that's why he just doesn't invest like emotionally like that. He'll invest thought-wise, but just not emotionally with his heart. But then again, that's Capricorn stuff, right? You got all the earth energy. That's Capricorn. And Jimin is very Libra, very air. Libra, very loving, very emotional. That's what we do. So it's like air and earth. Okay? Air and some earth. This is the mixture. This is always going to be a complicated friendship between them because of that mixture. So sorry to tell y'all that, guys, but it is. It's not going to be a big deal. They're going to last. They're going to be friends forever. They gonna be friends forever. Like I said, they're gonna have some ups, some downs, some whatever. They gonna be friends forever. They gonna be old. Tay coming over to the house. It's whatever. I don't even know why Tay being like this. But y'all be getting on me about Tay, and I be like, bruh, like, I don't want to be hard on him, but sometimes that's how he is, though. All right, so what will happen with the friendship from 3 to 6 months? Okay, so I gotta warn you about that question. It may be a vague question. It also may be a vague question for the tarot cards. Also, you might not even have like a clear answer because we are really talking about different pathways, different energy, different decisions or whatever, where any of this can go with 3 to 6 months depending on their free will and what they decided to do, right? But we can only just get a basic trajectory of where the energy is currently going, right? So let's do that. Where is the energy currently going between them in 3 to 6 months? All right, let's see. What will happen within their friendship in the next 3 to 6 months, right? And this is a very vague question for the cards because it's so many moving paths and energy, but I can only read right now the current energy and the current pathway and direction of where the friendship is going. Okay, so we might get some vague answers. All right, I'm probably not going to get no clear 3 to 6 month answers. All right, okay, so what it's looking like here, and I probably will pull some more cards, but what it's looking like here for success in Sun and Victory looks like the new great beginning that we've seen, the new good beginning, starting off on the good foot. Then we have the rewards and recognition again with everything going on around them. The outside world, and not just their friendship, but that outside world, everything is going to be very successful. They're going to have a high rewards and recognition, all of that, right? Also, I feel like there'll be some introspection in their friendship where they both are taking a look at all of their achievements and everything they achieved together within the friendship, everything that they've been through, within that friendship. We have the Five of Swords with the fight, but there'll be a triumph. So I feel like there will be another fight between them. And again, like I said, they resolve their issues pretty quickly because you see that Nine of Swords in reverse with the conflict and defeat. So yeah, they'll probably have a fight again. So again, they know how to resolve their conflicts in very mature ways. So they'll be able to resolve the conflict that they have with each other in very mature adult way. So they might have a fight coming, they'll get over the fight. Let's see, let's pull out some more cards and see. Okay, let's see. We got rest and rejuvenation in reverse. So yeah, they're gonna be on the go. Let's see. Door to romance. Again, they're gonna find their footing. Adjacent possibilities. The door to the spirit. Simple path. It's something about this fight being destined to happen. Something about this fight that is gonna contribute to both of their growths within the friendship. So it's like it's gonna have to happen. But yeah, see, heartbreak, and then I have victory but a storm warning, and then healing ages, and then caring connections. So yeah, they're gonna work it out. They are going to work it out. Yeah, they're gonna work it out. Healing ages. I feel as though they know that the friendship is taking like a wrong turn or like a wrong direction, and they want to get it back to something good, to something loving and positive. So it'll get all resolved. It's not a big deal. I really want to get down to what is the conflict. Hold on. I'm gonna get down to it because like I want to know what is the real conflict? Like, what is the real issue? I wonder if spirit will give me that. Like, what is the real hardcore issue between them? Like, what is this fight that keeps coming up? My question was, what are the core issues and conflicts that they keep tripping over and coming back to in these arguments? Because I was just trying to get down to the bottom of like what these issues were. So yeah, so this is not going to be pretty or nice or sugar coated for y'all, because I'm a real reader and I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. But yeah, so buckle up. I'm gonna tell it how it is, pretty much. So all right, we're going to start with triumph and success. Actually, hold on. Let me explain myself and kind of bring these two things together. So hold up. All right. So page one, these two together. The issue here could be a bit of ego. It could be a bit of them having a great idea and wanting the other person to follow along with them, and when that other person don't follow along with them, they're mad. So that could be something. The sacrifice and the base chakra, they also, because half of this is intuitive, what I've heard from spirit, so just if you feel like I'm adding extra stuff, that is because I did a meditation, I heard what spirit had to say about it, and now like I'm here. Sorry, I have to edit all that out. It's really long silent spaces. I know you guys get bored and have a short attention span. But so the sacrifices, they both feel like they have to sacrifice things to be in this friendship. They feel like they have to sacrifice something, time with family, a space, something to be within the friendship, right? So they feel like they have to sacrifice that to balance their friendship out. Disruption and opportunity with the World card. With this one, I feel like there's something about the fights that keep coming up that keeps on saying, because the world is like a completion to a relationship. So maybe that's what this is about. Like, their relationship with each other, their friendship with each other is pretty much complete, and there's nothing left more to do. But I think they feel like there's something more to do within the friendship, but there's nothing else left to do within the friendship, and just to let it be. And then we have the harmony and shine. With that, it's issues with growth. I really feel like they're not letting each other grow in the way that they need to within the friendship, and that could be the issue that keeps on disrupting the harmony. They're not open to letting each other grow in ways that they need to. And then yeah, it's issues with how the company or the job is making them feel about their friendship. Like, they have a fear around how their friendship looks or perceived. And this could stem from how people are viewing Taehyung, or how people are viewing Jimin's and Jungkook's friendship. There is a fear of, they don't want their friendship to be perceived in a certain type of way. I think they bicker a lot, and they don't want to do that a lot on camera and have fans negatively view it as something more than what it is, because it's just an old married couple fighting. But the fans could take it as they don't get along, somebody's being mistreated, things like that. And I think that what makes them get into conflicts and be very fearful about how they're being perceived by other people, and that gets in the way of the harmony in their friendship. So I would say the core issues is their ideas in the ways that they feel like they're going to be perceived by outside people. The core issues of them feeling like they have to sacrifice something to be in this friendship. Core issues of growth, and them making enough space for them to grow and be different people within the friendship. And for the whole immaturity of the friendship still, where it's like Like, why can't you just ever do what I say? Or why can't you just ever take my advice and then be mad because the person didn't do that, right? I mean, that happens in friendships. Sometimes it even happens in my friendship. I'd be like, why didn't you just listen to me in the first place? You didn't have to go through it, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, I can't get so mad and hold a grudge against that person. Like, you know, you gotta just grow up and just like, okay, well, you know what, I can't control this person's destiny or mind or influence, so I'm gonna let it go. But that is, yeah, that's the core issues right there. That's it. Right, well, we got it. We finally got down to it. All right, well, I'm gonna close this reading right on up. Again, if you guys got any thoughts, any feelings about the reading or anything, please leave it in the comments down below. And I'm gonna head on out. And also, please think about subscribing, and please click the thumbs up, and please go and read my old friendship readings on these two if you want to. They are still up, still there. But yes, but please guys, please comment. I enjoy your feedback, and I will just see everybody in the next reading. Thank you again for sticking around and watching me, and may love and light be with all of you guys. All right, cool, bye.